Hey guys, welcome back to Shane Complains. Once again, it's always been a minute. I always take my time to record these things. Just a little background of what's going on right now. If you're listening to this right now, most likely you're listening when the coronavirus is going on. I don't know what day it is. I know what day it is. It's on Friday, April 10th. But the day of how long we've been in quarantine, I don't really know, maybe 20 something, I don't know, whatever, but some numbers start coming out about deaths, and it's shocking because these numbers are showing that African Americans and minorities too, but mostly African Americans have a higher death rate, a survival rate, whatever you want to call, or whatever you want to say. Everyone's getting it. Young kids, from what I understand, don't get it, but late teens or young adults, especially the elderly, and everyone's getting it. And people in it. I saw a 14-year-old child die, 21-year-old die, and 18, I think. But everyone is susceptible to being able to getting it, or at risk, I should say. But now the numbers are coming up that showing that African Americans are pretty much in certain cities. I don't know if you entire United States, but certain cities like New York, especially in New Jersey, are dying more than any other group. And it's pretty much because they have or have these other issues that cause them to pass away, like the diabetes, the hypertension, the obesity, and asthma. So, asthma, there's nothing you can do about that. But other three, actually, you can do something about that. So that's why I wanted to talk about this. To me, it's kind of frustrating that everyone is upset and it's society's fault and they did this to us. And don't get me wrong, I'm from this community too. I'm African American, or whatever you want to call it. People say Black, African American, whatever. Granted, I'm half. My mom is African American, or actually she's not African American, she's Jamaican, whatever, she's Black. So there's something that someone actually said to me that long time ago. He's actually a vegetarian, and that's not really important, but he said something very important to me, because a lot of people say that I have hypertension, I have diabetes, I'm overweight or whatever, because it's hereditary. And he said to me, no, it's not hereditary. It's just because hereditary means that it's in your genes. It's gonna happen to you. Doesn't matter what you do, it's gonna happen. But in reality, it's because of how your kids or how your parents raised you, the diet they gave you to ingest, or the food they gave you to ingest. Of course, it's gonna be, quote unquote, genetic or hereditary. It's, people need to realize that it's not because I'm Black, so I'm gonna have to have hypertension. No, because yes, it goes back to society though. Because back then, when there's Black slaves and everything, the Black slaves, they ate the bad parts of the meat, and they had to cook it a certain way, and it wasn't the healthiest way, and it kept on being passed down. And the amount of grease and amount of fat and amount of this and that, I'm not saying fat is bad, but a large rate of anything can cause anything, like to cause people to be overweight. Excessive calories can lead to you being overweight, can lead to hypertension, all that kind of stuff. But that kind of diet that we are used to, it got passed down Oh, we got used to. Now it got passed down from generations, from slavery to this to now. And nowadays, what's going on is that people are the cheapest, I should say, not the healthiest, but the cheapest food is the ones that's not good for us. The sugary, the fatty, the caloric dense foods that, have no nutritional value. So it's very is it society's fault completely? No. It's both on both sides. I think it's like I kind of related towards like gun violence against African Americans. But it's different though. Gun violence against African Americans, yes, is based on society. Do we help the situation? No, not really. Because we do these things that, cause these cops to be kind of nervous around us and all this kind of stuff. But is there still racism? Hell yeah. Is there still systemic racism? Hell yeah. But the difference is we have an ability now to do more about our health than ever before. A lot of us are very successful. A lot of us African Americans are very successful. We're knowledgeable people. Business, all this medicine or whatever. But for some reason, most of us aren't educated when it comes to nutrition. And we just eat whatever. We go to McDonald's still. We do all these, going to Popeyes. Like, we're the only, well, not really on group. There was white people, definitely. There was definitely Spanish people, too. But when Popeyes had that chicken sandwich, the lines were stretching out into the street. And if you're on a highway, stretching into the highway. They had to have cops to protect traffic. That's how many people were outside in front of Popeyes. That's crazy. Now, like I said, was it us? Was it us only? No. It was other people, but majority of the people that went to get Popeyes was African Americans. Let's be serious. So it can be very frustrating when people start blaming other races, blaming society for our health issues, when in reality it falls on us. We're the ones that are more educated now. Some of us are. Let's face it, some people are still, quote unquote, in the hood, and they're not educated enough. The education system is failing them, so they don't even know when it comes to health, or can they afford the more expensive, healthier food? Probably can't. But majority of us are excelling. We're getting out the hood and we're doing better. So we should actually do something with it, and then we're focused on our education, focus on our health. I mean, I have one of my friends that she's a mom. She's home now, but she's a mom and she's having weight issues or whatever. And I'm not saying she's just making up excuses, but she really wants to lose the weight, but I can't because of this. But you have to prioritize your time. That's what people do. You have to, if it's important to you, you have to prioritize your time and then go out there, execute a plan. Okay, I'm gonna wake up early. Oh, and I'm gonna do it when the kids go to sleep or whatever. But you have to prioritize your time. This is important to me. I need to stay healthy. But it's just very frustrating that, to me, people now are blaming society. But like I said, or blaming the system. But like I said, it is the system's fault as well. I think it's even, if anything, but I think it falls more on us. I always live by something, try not focus on what you can control. Like I said, this is not about a shooting or something like that. That is something that is more systemic. That's something that we need to change the system. We need to protest. We need to do all that kind of stuff, make it more aware. But when it comes to our nutrition and our health, we control it. No one is no one's putting a gun to our head to actually force us to eat the McDonald's, force us to have Popeyes. No one is. I mean, if you're in a certain financial situation or the system, like you are, yeah, you might not having a gun to your head, but you can still control how many calories you have in. You can still have Popeyes, but just monitor it, watch how many calories you have in. It might sound weird, but you probably can. Not probably. You definitely can lose weight from eating Popeyes. One Popeyes chicken breast is almost 900 calories. And how many calories are you supposed to take in per day? Depending how you are, depending on your body type or whatever, probably about 25,000, not 2,500, maybe even 2,000. But at one breast is almost 1/3 of what you're supposed to take in. But you have multiple of those, and you keep eating this and eating that, and having this sugary this, sugary that, and it adds up. All I'm saying is that we need to really just focus on our health. I know the stereotype of us focusing on shoes and our possessions as black folks. We need to stop that. Of course, I mean, I know it's not going to happen overnight. And hell, it might not happen at all. Hell, when this whole thing is over, we might just forget about, I'm okay now, everything's good, we have a vaccine. And that's the thing. That's another thing is, when we have the hypertension, when we have the diabetes, when we're facing all these other health issues, obesity, we look for the pill. We go to the doctor. Hey, doc, can I have that pill, that blood pressure medication? We don't go to the blood pressure medication to hopefully get off of it. We go get the blood pressure medication to continuously eat the food that we're eating, and add a little bit more, not a lot of lives. I mean, not about a year to our lives, but add a little bit more years to our lives, so we can have that chicken, so we can have all that kind of stuff, that unhealthy food. Continuously eat the way our grandparents or our parents taught us how to eat. But we keep on eating this way because all this food is not getting any better. Back then, Popeyes was a lot better. Not better, but compared to I'm trying to knock Popeyes. I love me some Popeyes chicken, but the junk food we ate back then probably wasn't as bad as it is now, because they're probably adding even more chemicals into the stuff. Because they're trying to mass produce this thing, so it's probably adding even more into it. So anyway, we go to the doctor, we get a pill, and we keep taking these pills, forking over money. Maybe it might be a copay, maybe, or something, but we keep giving this money to the pharmaceutical companies. And then the food industry keep getting money from us. The McDonald's, the Popeyes, the Wendy's, all these other folks. But it falls on us. No one is putting a gun to our heads to make us eat this food. Nobody is. And a lot of us now are in better financial situations to eat healthier. So instead of spending food on jewelry, spending food on shoes, let's go to the better sections in ShopRite or the better sections in Whole Foods and eat better. We deserve better now. That's what our grandparents did. Not forefathers, but that's what our grandparents and our parents before that wanted for us to have. And we're at that point. We can be in a better situation, of course, with racism and all that kind of stuff. But we're in a so much better situation. Let's add years to our life. Let's educate ourselves. If you have to go take a nutrition class, go take a nutrition class. We'll do what you have to do. But there has to be a better way about this. And don't just point the finger, society and the systemic racism and all. And it's true. And it absolutely is true. But we can do something too to prevent it. Like I said, no one is putting a gun to our heads to have us eat that McDonald's. It's like us, that one lady back then was suing McDonald's because McDonald's made me obese, McDonald's made me overweight. No, you did that to yourself. You did that to yourself. You can control it. And me personally, I don't think that whole having an eating disorder, eating too much, or whatever people say. They say of being overweight or obesity is a disease. No, it's not. I don't care what anybody says. No, it's not. If it's a serious disease, it will happen in other countries, but it's not. It's only happening in America because of what happened. It's all accessible. All you have to do is to stop eating and stop eating as much. So I don't really think it's a disease. They say it's a disease to make you feel good about yourself about having it, but it's not a disease. Let's be serious. Malaria, all these other stuff is disease. No. Not no damn obesity. It's not a disease. It's something that can easily be cured by not eating, exercising. Try to remember something too, very important. We don't have to hunt and gather our food anymore. With the advances of technology and everything that's been going over the many, many years, we're able to just get up, roll out of bed, go to ShopRite, get our food, come back and cook it. How many calories did we expend to do that? Maybe, if that, maybe 50 calories. And we come home, eat it, whatever, lay back down. But what we had to do now, before, we had to go hunt, probably go half the day without eating. But we maybe eat some berries or whatever the hell, some leaves. But now, back then, and then we had to cook the food and everything so that we expended so much calories before we finally got a chance to eat a real meal. But now it's all accessible. It's a good thing, don't get me wrong. So that's why you guys have to work out. That's why you guys have to watch what you take in. Because we work out because we don't have to hunt and gather our food. We don't have to do any manual labor or manual things as much anymore. And we have to watch what I eat because the food is just so accessible. It's everywhere. So we have to make sure we're conscious of it and watching what we eat. There's so many things that can help you out there. There's MyFitnessPal. You can if you want to go to McDonald's, you can put MyFitnessPal put McDonald's chicken nuggets or whatever in MyFitnessPal so you can see how many calories it is. Not to scare you. If you want to eat it, but just this set of requirement. I mean, like just don't eat as much. Limit yourself. Have a cheeseburger, but limit yourself. That's all I'm saying. Man, I hope that this reaches a lot of people because it's very important that people understand. Don't blame society for us as African Americans, blacks, or whatever, minorities, for being overweight, having diabetes, having obesity issues, having asthma. That is something that you can change. You could exercise have shown to help asthma. I know that for sure. So if you have asthma, exercise has helped. But all these other issues you can prevent. And yes, I know there's different situations of people's lives that people live that they can. They don't make that much money. McDonald's all around them. But you could still exercise. But then again, people probably have to work 10 jobs just to survive. I mean, but for those that can afford to actually go out and maybe go to a Whole Foods or maybe go to a ShopRite and all this kind of stuff and don't want to, maybe shouldn't be spending that money on the jewelry and getting the flashy this. I know that's all this, I believe that's all the stuff that's implanted into us. We want to look successful, so we have to buy these things. We have to buy these fancy sneakers, we have to buy these fancy jewelry. Yes, I think it's systemic. I think it happened is purposely put, you want to be successful, you want to look a certain way, you want to, impress people. Here, buy this watch. Here, buy this, or buy this car. Don't worry about, what you're eating. No, just focus on getting that Bentley, focus on getting that, this and that, whatever. More of us need to be ambassadors. African Americans need to be ambassadors of health. I actually read an article a long time ago about why there's not a lot of African American women working out. and it's just because of their hair. They don't want to mess up their hair. They don't want to, because it's very complicated, not very complicated, but very difficult for them to fix their hair and do all this kind of stuff. So that's the reason why they don't work out as much as they should, or don't work out at all. You know, and it's always find it interesting too is that I've been doing this for a long time, and I've been in the gym scene or whatever for a long time, and this whole have a black girl butt or whatever. A lot of these other races, white girls, Spanish girls. I mean, Spanish girls already had it, but a lot of these other races, they have, you know, that big old butt because what they're doing, they're squatting. And I'm noticing a lot of, you know, African American women, they don't have it anymore. They don't have that big bubble butt anymore. Not a lot of them. I don't know. That's just me. There's a little extra info. I mean, you guys can look at it too. I mean, maybe not women, but, you know, guys can look at it and realize that times are changing, but we have to start changing too. We're becoming more sedentary. Black folks actually working now, working more money, and making more money. We need to put our health first, and don't just look to blame people, blame society for it. Yes, like I said, society does have their fault. They're the ones that actually put us in that direction, but we can change it. We're smarter, we have more money, we're in better situations than ever before. We can change this. I just have to do something about it. Have to get educated. Don't, like I said, I mean, I'm not lying about that whole hair thing. A lot of African Americans don't go because they don't want to mess up their hair. They don't want to mess up their hair. We have to help the next generation. We have to, I mean, granted, kids are being more, kids in general, or living a sedentary lifestyle, playing video games on iPads or whatever. That's happening anywhere. But I'm not saying I don't care about them, but this whole rant, or whatever you want to call it, is about our people, African American, getting better, getting healthier. Everyone needs to do it, don't get me wrong. But look at us, we're dying more than any other race in this country during this whole pandemic of corona. So I think that we need to take time now to actually look and see what we're doing. See, and I'll compete live. Not like right now, I'm talking about like corona or all that kind of stuff. I'm talking about look at our lives now. That we can change it for the rest of our lives. Not just because of, coronavirus and whatever, but we need to change it now completely. I mean, you're home now, have a lot of time, do your research about things. Try to experiment with different foods, you know. I mean, my perfect example, my mom raised me on Jamaican food. It's a greasy, always fried with this. I mean, everybody, all the food or whatever, fried plantains, curry goat, or sauces, and all this kind of stuff or whatever. I still have that stuff, but I have it like once or twice a week. Maybe more likely once a week. But I'm having my whole wheat bread during the week. I have my multigrain bread. I have eggs. I still have whole eggs. I don't do the egg white stuff. But you can. But just I watch everything. Am I saying to have a particular diet? Am I saying being a vegan? Am I saying to do intermittent fasting? Am I saying all that stuff? But just try to change your life. Do your research now. You have a lot of time to do your research. Learn about what you should be taking in. Don't just, this is over. Oh, let me just go back to what I've been doing. Change your life. This is really a great time to self-reflect. Self-analyze yourself. Oh, that's kind of redundant. Self-analyze. So let's try to see if you can. Anyway, this has just been going way too long. But all I'm saying is don't blame society. In this kind of situation, you can change. No one's forcing you to eat anything. No one's if you have a cell phone, if you have internet on your phone or whatever, most likely you have access. You have extra income to actually go buy better food and more a healthier food. That's all I'm saying. Think about what you're doing. Think about what you're paying your money, put your money towards. We have to change this. We shouldn't wait until government to make some ruling. I heard that doctor that was saying all that stuff, I forgot his name, but he was saying that, yeah, there is an issue. There is systemic racism when it comes to our health, when it comes to African Americans' health. But we can change it. We don't have to wait for somebody else to do something about it. All right, guys. Hope this all makes sense. I'm not saying, like I said, it's not just systematic. There's no systematic racism. I'm not saying it's everyone else's fault but our own. No, I'm saying it's everybody's fault. It's everybody's fault. There's something that has to be attacked from all ends, both sides, or whatever you want to say. All right. I hope this all makes sense, guys. I hope you guys are staying safe, washing your hands, practicing social distancing, and just staying safe. All right, guys. This is Shane from Shane Complains. You guys all have a good one. And like I always say, stay positive and positive things will happen. All right, bye.